Hey everybody, it's Ruben Lowing. I'm here in McAllen, Texas. It is Friday. Last night, my pastor was speaking. He's a keynote speaker for a business meeting, and he invited me. And so I went, and it was a launch for a multi level company that had coffee with CBD in it, right? And and there was about 14 people there, and it was all everybody spoke Spanish, right? The guy speaking was bilingual, my pastor was bilingual, and I'm not. And so my pastor was translating for me, and this guy started talking about wives working and having another man, telling your wife what to do all day. Then she comes home, and and she don't want to do anything for anybody else when she comes home, right? And it got me thinking about what we do, when and the culture. That was another thing, right? Um, when you think if you don't have protection enough, and your wife's trying to get it together and take care of your kids and keep the house that you're living in, right? She's gonna have to hook up with a sugar daddy and to take care of her and your kids, and that is that's something that probably not a lot of people like, especially if you've been raised by a stepdad, right? Some had good stepdads, some of us didn't, right? And that that really bounced around in my head, right? And then this guy wanted to talk to me after the meeting, and I thought he wanted to try to recruit me, and it wasn't. He just wants to talk to me about the mentality of being a Navy SEAL, right? And then my pastor was talking to me after, when we were out in the parking lot about how I do things, all right? And from my background as a boxer and a Navy SEAL, like when I read the scriptures, I read the same. I'm reading the same chapter every day for a month in Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs. I've been doing it for going on a year and a half now. Over that, I'm close to two. Be almost 2 years, 20 months in a row, right? And but he's like, that's what do boxers do? You throw the same punch over and over and over again, right? Until you get it perfect. When you're in the SEAL teams, you dirt dive and you do this, you do your dive over and over and over again till you got it memorized, right? Till you got it. And he's like, that's how Ruben does things. And I'm like, oh, wow, right? And so here I am. I got like over 600 people on my counter, and their practice. I hate that, but I got to do it. I got to practice till I get my intro script and um, my follow up script, and then my presentation and closing. Got to get them down pat and the right tie-ins, and something I learned that the two things that people can't stand about salespeople is somebody who's just reading, just are regurgitating the company line, reading the PowerPoint, right? It's like insulting to them, and and open-ended questions. They feel like they're being led into a trap, right? I'm like, oh, okay. So I've scripted. I mean, I think the the 7 step, the way we do it, is good. You don't have to read it to them verbatim, right? And you can talk about the content, make it a conversation. So that's what I'm working on. I actually wrote it up in a script with certain tie downs and all that kind of stuff in it. And I'm practicing, and I'm going to be after it, grinding and practicing. There's certain things like when you call them up, and, 90% of the time they haven't read the Saving Your Future book, and it's just like, and they say, no, yeah, that's what I thought. and that happens all the time. I mean, it's in a PDF in your email, and it's not like it's a book sitting on your desk, calling out for you to read it, right? But how about I go over the high points with you, and if it's some things that you're really interested in, I have a physical book, and the workbook goes along with it. So, let's see if you know, if we can find the points that we need to emphasize for you, and we'll get you the information. All right. And then in the seventh step, that I wrote on my script. All right. So, but that was very interesting. The way this guy was really talking about beating up the job mentality, right? The American dream. All right. Have a great day.